Good morning. You can hear a little bird in the background. This is Carrie. You're with Colorado Tulips. We're in my front yard. It is April 10th, early morning. The sky just started lightening a few minutes ago, and I've got the first tulips are really starting to show. They're still pretty short. I'm still learning when to water my bulbs. And the daffodils are definitely up in full force. The crocus are up and kind of passing. Most of the little iris reticulata are done. I've got hyacinths just doing gorgeously, and a number of new daffodils for me. I really haven't done that much with daffodils in the past, just a few here and there. But I've got a new one that I'm really excited about. I gave a bunch to a friend yesterday, and one of them turned into the Sherborne ones, which is like a really big fluffy double. And I think I've got some more of those sitting here in the pots. So let me take a look. First I'm gonna start with some of these pots because they can just be so pretty. So obviously anything in pots has definitely been coming up earlier. I left the pots inside of the garage for most of the winter. These ones, you know, I had like a little mix of different colored ones. This one here might be Carnegie. I was really wanting to try Carnegie after seeing that the gentleman who is in charge of the English repository of hyacinths, like those the best. All right, that was Splendid Cornelia was his favorite. Anyways, I think this one here might be turning into a Sherborne. Just big, huge, fluffy. I put a bunch of daffodils in this pot. I think this was one of my last ones, and you can also see alliums coming up, which will happen later. This is about the last of the little iris reticulata called Aida. It's going to be really pretty. You can see just the little muscari are fun. They usually poke their leaves out of the pot not long after I plant them even. This is just a little menagerie of leftover daffodils and I think some snapdragons starting up in there. There's more and more daffodils. And look at this, I've got some of these really pretty little tulips. I mean, they're literally coming up a finger length at this point. You know, I just need to figure out how to make things work into pots. And then a little pansy from seed. All right, I'm popping across here. It's funny how these pots here, I thought had nothing in them. I thought I'd cleaned them all out, but as you can see, there's a few allium, and I think this might be the start of an anemone. I don't know. We'll see. All right, more daffodils. These ones are, I think, mostly just yellow trumpets. Oh yeah, you can see here that I do have some anemones coming up. I put a ton of anemone corms in here just to see what would happen. They really seem to like this particular area in my backyard my front yard that started getting sun in the afternoon. They really liked that last year and went pretty late into fall. Some fake stuff that a friend gave me. All right, and more of the tulips coming up. Just really pretty. I think these might be emperor style ones. And of course the little spathe, you know, pulls off. I'm told that this is a good time to harvest as well, especially with the doubles, that they should open at that point. Yeah, we'll see what's going on. All right, so front yard still is a work in progress, but yeah, you can see the hyacinths starting to do really, really well. This, in fact, here, this is a peony from bare root. Well, see what that does. I mean, but literally these hyacinths here in zone 5B, and it has not been as snowy and cold as it's been in prior years. You know, I mean, it's just everything is getting warmer, right? Here we've got some exotic emperors that I think I put these ones in a couple of years ago, and they didn't, you know, they bloomed beautifully the first year. They didn't really do anything last year. I'm trying more water this year. That is my little rabbit go away machine there that you're hearing. This is an iris that has now been in for 2 years. Oh yeah, take a look at this. That is, I think that's one of my daffodils that's coming up with variegated foliage. I've even got lilies starting to go. The muscari are in full force. This is fun. All right, so you can see this here is a Valerie Finis one that I just put in last year. I got like 200 of them. And then you see the regular, you know, the plain old ones there that are still beautiful, but the very light blue versus the darker blue. Definitely got some allium foliage coming up here as well. We'll see what happens here. These I had planted with a tulip called Spring Green 2 years ago. They came up really nicely the first year, didn't do anything last year. So I, kind of sprinkle in some extra tulips. These are the concerto tulips. They were my first ones coming up last year. They're a small Gregii one. They're not coming up so well this year. I was expecting them to do a little bit better, but this area here is incredibly soggy. Especially because I had the water, like this is all the water from the front of the roof would come down here and then just go straight down. Now I'm trying to route it. I got to figure out what to do with it. But I'm trying to have it avoid go over here and just rot everything out. Let me show you something interesting about the hyacinths. So you can see, like this is one that's now been in here for at least 2 years, and it's got a second bloom coming up from it. And they're just so incredibly gorgeous. So yeah, so tulips not doing as well. The daffodils just so pretty. And I've just been kind of cutting them off and bringing them inside. I love these little delicate ones. All right, you can also see some of these are the Preston Shogun species tulips that I put into the grass itself. I had also thrown in some muscari last year. And then these ones didn't really bloom for me last year, but they have split, I think. Last year, I think the problem was I did not give them enough water. So I am putting more supplemental water on this year. Yeah, I mean, you can just see how gorgeous and big these heads are getting. I think some of these are blue delft, maybe others are blue jacket. I just figured I was gonna put the blue and purple hyacinths up here this time. I mean, this is a great example. This was originally one hyacinth. This is now its 3rd year, I think, coming up, and it's now 3 heads. I mean, they just love it here. Let's see, more daffodils. You can see that I've got some of these coloring up. Some of these are going to be double tulips here in the front. I've got still some crocus going nicely there. Crocus are near and dear to my heart. We always had a few in our front bed as I grew up. So just good memories there. I'm definitely loving the little white crocus as well. Look at that, just peeking right behind a double tulip. I've got here in the back, this stays pretty dry, so I'm doing some supplemental watering. These should be the really giant allium in the back, and then I just threw some tulips in between. Got just a few more allium sprinkled throughout there. All right, and some hydrangeas. We'll see how they do. It's just going to be interesting to see what happens. And then all in the back here, these were just bulbs, random bulbs from when I had dug up this entire front yard. Last summer, I collected the bulbs that I just, kind of had found in the ground and kept them on the side. And then I threw all those ones here in the back. So there's some Chianodoxia, squill type of things back there, as well as tulips and daffodils. A lot of little ones, a lot of ones that had been babies. I've got other things that are just starting to come out of the ground. I definitely planted this with something. I'm sure a mix of daffodils and tulips, but I'm not seeing anything come up yet. So it was either a bad batch or they're just late. And I have a feeling that they're just maybe later than others. But we'll see. All right, and then how pretty is this? Look at that one little lone pink one here, or kind of a pinkish purple one. We'll see what those turn out to be. More daffodils. Yeah, this just makes me happy. Well, thanks for coming along with me for this. It's a great start to the morning, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks, bye.